So, as John did allude to already and talked a little bit about, we've been around the block for a long time. We've been building subdivisions in the greater Portland area for 30 years. We're a full-service general contractor. We facilitate the projects from start to finish, including the financing arm, which we have, as we're going to discuss that in greater detail, as that's a topic of discussion that everybody really wants to get their teeth into, because that's how we get you financed, without a lot of extra costs. We have a 30-year heritage. We're going strong and we're growing. Even after 30 years, we're now growing. We're not plateauing. John is out there looking for land all the time to create a new subdivision for us to sell and to build more communities. We have several out there. We've sold out many, and now we're looking for more. We also are always looking, and I'm going to throw it out there just as a little tidbit, we're always looking for great lots that become available. So if anybody knows of land, always make the phone call. We might be interested. John mentioned this as well, we've weathered the storm. 30 years is a long time to be in business. A lot of companies can't say that after the last 20 years, and more importantly, the last 10 years. There was some rocky roads there. And we did a great job staying liquid, staying in the marketplace, and staying in the game. Scaling down when needed. Now we're ramping back up when the times allow. We used to have, how many employees on staff, John, at that time?
100.
About 100 people that were on our payroll. As the times got tougher and tougher, we didn't ever close the doors. We now do a little bit more subcontracting, but we still have employees on our payroll. And I'm going to get into some of that. Some of them have been with us for 15 and 20 years. 30 years on Rob Owie. Yeah. Also very proud that we're deep rooted in the community. We have a lot of organizations that we work with, Better Business Bureau, and other facilities, other areas. A lot of affiliations with lenders, vendors, and subcontractors. This is a statement that I tell you, I live by this on paper on purpose. It's something that in the building, we built a culture around this, and I'm very proud to say that it means something. It's a very simple phrase, but on paper, on purpose for us means we listen to your needs, we create solutions for you, and we execute those solutions. But more importantly, we listen. Okay? When Billy sits with a client, if I sit with a client, Danny sits with a client, John sits with a client, John Moody sits with a client, we're here to serve you. And to serve you properly, we have to understand what you want to do, right? We have to know what you want to do. There's a lot of things in today's construction methods, mindsets that people have. Anybody ever heard of the internet? It's kind of scary, right? There's so much information on the internet. So you can imagine that the questions that we get in the mindset, and everybody thinks that, you know, there's a different way to do things, so we need to listen. You might want a product from Brazil. Well, I'll go get that product in Brazil if you really want it. Okay, we can bring it in. You might want the simplest home that we could ever build. So we need to know that. So, our mission statement, I'm going to read it because I feel it really is true to us. We build homes that surpass industry standards by diligently working with our vendors to offer better products at better prices. We listen to our clients and we respond accordingly with speed. We deliver our promise we deliver on our promise in providing customers with a positive experience from beginning to end. That's a culture for us. We live it day to day. We don't just preach it in words. What you see tonight is not polished. We're not polished. We're not the builders out there that are just trying to rope you in and say a bunch of neat sounding words and try to fool you with terminology and technology. That's not what we do. We really care. It's a culture for us. Our vision is we want to make building obtainable for all of you or anybody. You're here tonight to learn about new construction, I hope, and that's what we want to do tonight, is talk about that. So from small ranches to expansive family estates, we provide the same standards of service regardless of the price tag. That's an important statement. Because price is relative to the project and to what you ask of us, okay? There's a famous analogy that I'm going to give you the analogy, but it's really a John Chase analogy, and it's a good one. We get asked of this price question a lot. You guys everybody's interested in what do things cost, right? Have you ever heard the phrase, how much per square foot to build a house? You've heard this one before, okay? Does it make sense or does it not? 2 bags of groceries. Our whole careers have come down to 2 bags of groceries. So what's that mean, right? Bag A and bag B. I'm going to use this analogy because it really matters. It makes sense. Bag A is bologna, cheese, and mustard. Bag B, lobster, caviar, and hollandaise sauce. You ever had hollandaise sauce? It's good stuff. So, when you fill those bags up with those products, hence the amenities, right? It changes the price tag per square foot, or it changes the bag of grocery price. We listen to what goes in the bags of groceries so that we can answer the question properly. And even to this day, I'm kind of an old dog myself, I've been pricing homes for almost 30 years. I don't price by the square foot even today. So I price based on what you guys as consumers or clients ask of us. We're going to expand upon that in a minute too, but I had to digress. So we care for our clients as we would family, and that's because of the culture that we live here. Our culture is that we serve, and it means something. We believe communication is critical to a successful project. Communication is the single most killer in construction if you don't have it. If you don't communicate with your clients, or if you assume too much that they understand, or you have said it before, but you can't remember, you probably didn't say it. I can't tell you how many emails we get a day, but we get a ton of emails a day, and we answer every single one of them. We get a lot of phone calls here in the building. We answer every single one of them. We're always accessible to be communicated with. Like John said, we're bricks and mortar, so we're here 7 to 5, 5 days a week. If you can't reach one of us, you'll get somebody else who will then be able to find us or step in and pitch it if needed. Our integrity matters, as I've said. Every interaction with our team will reflect this value, and you'll see that if we're able to serve you, how we in fact, day to day, live that culture and put it back out to you as the consumer. We never cut corners or sacrifice quality, and that will never ever change, and it hasn't been we've never cut a corner in 30 years.